What's up, gaming nerds? Welcome back to Midnight Gaming with Mystic Nightmare. I'm glad you guys decided to come to the channel and hang out with me today. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I'm having kind of a frustrating day, I'll be kind of honest with you, and we'll go over that in a minute. But first, as always, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you don't like it, don't hit it. Just leave me a comment and let me know why. Also, no matter what you guys do, make sure you subscribe. So let me tell you about why I'm so frustrated. And I have to admit something real quick to you. I'm not actually playing the game right now. Even though you can hear the game's background and you can hear the game, I'm not actually playing because I went through this nice, wonderful video and I finished it all, and I was super excited about it because we were going to go ahead and start the Wolf Coat. And to be honest with you guys, I went back and checked it, and all I had was game sound. I had no commentary whatsoever. So you know what I'm going to go ahead and do? I'm just going to go ahead and talk through this video. I'm going to try and do a little bit of commentary, obviously, but I'm not playing. So if the commentary seems a little bit weird, that's pretty much why. Also, I got Merlin, my Midnight Warlock, downstairs, and he's decided he's going to start singing and laughing and making a whole bunch of noise. So basically right here what I'm doing is I'm just picking up all of this stuff so we can go ahead and start making the wolf coat. And basically it's pretty easy when it comes down to crafting. As you can also see, we've got all of this nice fish, and it is heavy. We were at 103 pounds right now, so we've got a ton of fish. Now I want you to pay special attention to the fish's quality because it's at 79% right now. This is actually kind of going to affect us a little bit later, and I'll tell you why later. But basically, the wolfskin coat, I believe we started with the deerskin boots, but unfortunately I forgot the sewing kit. So I have to go back upstairs and get the sewing kit. But basically we've already picked everything up, and in this episode I was really considering, okay, what are we going to do? Because I like to really plan a lot of stuff for our episodes, and then when I get into the actual episodes it's kind of like, crap, I don't have enough time. You know, at first I thought, oh, well, maybe, 30 minutes would be a great time for it. And then everybody starts telling me, hey, you really should do like 20 to 25 minutes max. And other people say 15 minutes max. I think a 15-minute episode is just way too short. I personally like the 30-minute episodes, anywhere from 25 to 35 minutes, but that's just me. Sometimes I guess people kind of get tired of watching, a game or whatever. So it looks like we've got the sewing kit, and we go ahead and start right here. And I think I screwed up right off the bat by hitting begin crafting. And that's because I didn't realize at the right of the screen it says 0.5 hours, and what you can actually do is just increase that or decrease that. And what you really want to do when you're crafting is you want to really watch the left side of your screen when you're crafting, because the more hours you put in, the longer it takes obviously to craft through those hours, but also your just watch. See the dry mouth, see our thirst, our hunger. Look how fast it's going down. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And the tiredness is going down really fast too. We actually started losing condition right there because it dropped down to 98%, because we did too much time. So you really have to. I suggest doing it like maybe 5 hours at a time if you can. Now, before I told you guys that when it turns nighttime, you can't actually craft. So say you put in 5 hours and you've only got about 1 hour of daylight left. When you begin crafting, it'll only go that 1 hour, and then it'll actually stop you from crafting. So that can be really actually annoying. So it looks like we did another 4.5, and we went ahead and finished off. I think it actually stops us. Yeah, see at the bottom it says require light to craft. I'm sorry guys, you can probably hear Merlin in the background. He's downstairs and he's a little mad that I'm talking and he's not upstairs. So he's screaming and trying to get my attention. But Yeah, so as I was saying, it'll actually stop you from crafting, and that's really annoying. Now you can go ahead and set up um, a lantern and actually have light through the night, but there's not really any reason to do that. And the main reason is because you're going to get tired while you're doing this crafting, and you're going to have to go up and go to bed anyway to regain your tiredness, because when your tiredness drops below, the line, you see how it's red right there, when it drops below the line, the fact of the matter is you're going to start losing condition, and you really don't want to do that too much. I mean, you're inside, you're safe, you're okay, everything's fine, but if you screw up somehow, maybe you get sick somehow, or maybe it gets cold or whatever, which you probably won't have to worry about inside the house, um, or inside the cabin. But the fact of the matter is, that if that happens, then your condition's already down. Your condition's going to drop even more, and there's a chance you could die. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. In this video, I screwed up. Um, I really wasn't watching. I haven't played for a little while, and I decided I was going to ignore a red cross that came up on the side of the screen. And to be honest with you, I really feel stupid about it, because it was food poisoning. And it was food poisoning from the fish that we were eating, because the quality of the fish had dropped so low. Looks like we've only got about 1.5 hours left on the deerskin boots, so we'll go ahead and finish those off. Okay, and so it also looks like we went in, and these are the boots. So congratulations, you guys have got the boots. It gives a 7.2 warmth and a 5.4 of the wind. Um, and it took us from 26 and 16 to, I believe, 28 and 18, which is really, really nice. We went ahead and harvested our old boots, which really we don't need to do because we don't have anything else that requires leather to fix. When it comes down to the deerskin boots, they require cured leather, as you can see on the right hand side over there. So basically, it's okay that we have an extra deer hide. It's okay if you have multiple ones. Just don't go overboard. But you are going to end up having to repair your boots, and you're going to have wolf pelts to repair, your coats and stuff like that. So, or your coats, your coat, your one coat, because you don't want to make more than one. There's no need to do that. So, yeah, so it's okay to have extra pelts. It's not really a big deal. I think a lot of people go in and they're like, "Oh yeah, I got my coat now. I don't ever have to worry about harvesting unless I want the meat." And it's like, no, you still need to harvest the pelts. So let's see, we got 25 hours. We go ahead and start the wolf skin coat. We're at point 0.5. I don't know what I'm doing right here. Okay, there we go. So I think we end up doing 8 hours. Yeah, I think we end up doing 8 hours on this one real quick here. Anytime, Mystic. There you go. Look how fast the wind did the thirst, and not really the food, just the thirst. Look how fast it goes down. That's ridiculous. But that right there was a full 8 hours. I mean, that was crazy. That was huge for us. For that wolfskin coat. I know a lot of people do like 5 hours, then they check and they go do something else. Then they do 5 hours and they check and they go do something else and they eat and whatever. But me, it's like, you know what? I'm taking 2 days and I'm doing it. Now, as you can see on the right hand side, it said food poisoning. And on the left hand side of the bottom, there's a little red cross. This is where I screwed up. We just ate a 66% good, or a 66%, I don't know what you call it, sanitary, or 40% bad fish, and we got food poisoning. And now I'm actually crafting, not realizing that I've got food poisoning. I haven't treated it, and the more time that I spend not treating it and crafting, the further and the faster my condition goes down. and this is really embarrassing for me, you guys, because I very rarely ever do this. We could have died in this part. See, look at that, 84%. We dropped down to 84% in 1 hour. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And now guess what I'm going to do? Yeah, I'm going to be an idiot, and I'm going to go upstairs, and I'm going to still not realize well, okay, I'll be honest with you. I saw the Red Cross, but it just didn't hit me what it was. So I actually go up and I go to bed still sick. And what did I do? I slept for a full freaking 8 hours at only 83% condition without treating it. Look how fast that condition was going down. When we wake up, we're at 15% condition. I mean, we were so close to death, it was ridiculous. How stupid is that? And I still haven't noticed at this point that we're sick. This is so embarrassing. So yeah, what do? I go back in still without curing myself, and I sleep for another 3 hours. And we wake up, and luckily, I don't know how we didn't go below 15%, but we still are at 15% condition. And that should have killed us, to be honest with you. At 15%, 3 hours, yeah, that, with as fast as it was going down, it should have killed us. Did you hear what she said right there? It might be the end. That's what warned me. Wait a minute. Why would this be the end? Why are you talking like that? And then I realized there's a red cross at the bottom left. And I couldn't figure out what it was for, what was going on, and why it was there. I was, so embarrassing. So embarrassing. So yeah, here I kind of figure out, oh, maybe I hit the, let's hit the fix me button, which is the first aid. Oh duh, I've got food poisoning. So yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. And the problem with food poisoning is you need to take the antibiotics, but you also need to rest for 10 hours. Now, once you get past the 10 hours, that red cross will be gone. However, once you actually take the antibiotics, even though you're not resting, your condition isn't going to go down. So I could have probably still crafted right here, but I was very, very nervous about how low we were. We were way down to like 15%. I was like, I don't know if it'll actually make our condition go up or condition go down. So of course I go upstairs and I go to bed. And this is where it gets even more messed up. I've ran out of water, so I had to make a fire to get more water. I come back in, after I've done that, I've slept for the 10 hours. I've cured us of it, and dun 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 dun, guess what? I have to eat the rest of the fish we've got there. And what do you think happens when I eat the rest of the fish? Yeah, I get food poisoning again. I run out of water again. I go to make more water and I'm out of firewood. So I have to treat myself. Then I have to go out and get firewood. And then I have to make water. It was a mess. It ended up being like a 25-minute mess of food poisoning, trying to get water, trying to get food. It was absolutely positively ridiculous. Yeah, so I'm very embarrassed about it, but it happens and we still survived. Scene change. I've decided to cut all of that out and go right back into here and go ahead and finish off this wolf coat. And as you can see, I ended up eating all of the rest of the fish. I also burned through about half of our food storage because we were out of fish at that point, and I still needed to eat because I still needed to sleep off the sickness. So I burned through about half of our food storage. But, bonus, at least our pack's a lot lighter now. Okay, so it looks like we ended up going for 5 hours. I think at this point I was really nervous. You know what? I'm not going to dork around with this. I want to wait to watch and make sure our condition is going up, which it is, and make sure that we get this coat done. We were so close to death, I couldn't believe it, you guys, really. That would have sucked. I've seen a couple people do that. They go to bed and they wake up dead, and it's like, wait a minute, what happened? Why did I die? And they didn't realize they were too cold or they were sick. And we almost did it. Or I should say, I almost did it. I don't want to put you into that bad category at that point. That was my screw up. So yeah, another 5 hours on the wolf pelt coat. And the nice thing about the wolf coat is when you put it on, you have a small chance that when a wolf sees you, they'll run away. And people are like, no, that's not true. It is true. It is an actual thing in this game. So, yeah, you definitely, it's definitely, but honestly, it doesn't happen very often. I have it odd, but yep. I have it happen to me once. Maybe they run away once every three or four encounters with a wolf. So yeah. Okay, so nighttime again requires light to craft, and of course, what happens? We stop crafting. We got about I think about 4 hours left on it. Sorry, it's dark, but I figured I can find my way to the bed even when it's dark. We go ahead and sleep. I don't know what I'm doing there. There's the wolfskin skin coat, but it actually doesn't let you wear it until you're finished making it. Okay, so let's go ahead and sleep. And I believe, yeah, we did 5 hours. Then I woke up and checked our condition, made sure we were still alive. So it looks like your condition's back up to 62%, which is good. You know, when you see that thing rising, I've actually been down to 5% before. After I got attacked by a bear on my last playthrough, I was down to 5% and was able to bring it back up to 100% for 5%. It was scary. Like your whole screen starts flashing red and you can't see, and your character starts stumbling around, and it's hard to control them. They start stumbling, and I was barely able to make it into a house. And then make sure I was full. I'd ate, drank, made sure I wasn't wounded anymore, and I went to bed and I woke up at 15%. And then from there I was able to get us back up to 100, get me up to 100% because you weren't actually with me at that point. So yeah, it looks like I'm passing the time for 4 hours because I got all the rest that I needed to get. We go ahead and wake up, eat, drink, and I believe I go back down and I finish off the wolfskin coat. Now I actually do test out the wolfskin coat because this is actually really cool. There's a blizzard outside when I finish the wolfskin coat, and I go walking right out into the middle of the blizzard, and it's super cold normally. You know, if you had like unrepaired clothes or you had crappy clothes, it would probably end up being like -6 or something. When you get into the negatives on the temperature, that's when you start dropping, you know, your cold condition really fast. So I went out and tested it. There was a full blizzard that I walked right out into, and it was still like the screen still said it felt like I was at 50 degrees, which is just fantastic in this game. And that's without the deerskin pants. I mean, with the deerskin pants on, that's ridiculous. That's just super nice. So I believe right here I'm finishing off the wolfskin coat. Why did I only do 3 hours on that one? Why did I only do 3 hours? Okay, so 1 hour. Oh, because I was thirsty. Yeah, I was still a little bit nervous about our condition at this point. So look at that. Inside it feels like 54 degrees. When I'm outside in the blizzard in the deerskin boots and the wolfskin coat, it still feels like 50. It literally only drops 4 degrees. I mean, it's that nice outside with this thing. Also in this episode, the other thing that I was thinking about doing was, oh, and right here we go. So 12 and 9 on our stats, and it raises us from 2718 up to 35 degrees Fahrenheit clothing, 21 for wind chill. And then we go ahead and harvest our gold coat. But basically right here, what I'm actually thinking of doing is packing up all of our stuff to see how much weight we've got because of all of the eating of the fish and the food and using all of the wolfskin pelts and stuff. We're down to about 53 pounds, and that's a big deal for us right now, mainly because we want to start packing up to go to the coastal highway. And so I pick everything up right here just to see how much weight we're looking at. That Mountaineer's rope, really, we're not even going to use it for a while. So I don't even know if I want to keep that on us or not. But the fact of the matter is, at the same time, I kind of do want to keep it just in case we don't find a Mountaineer's rope in the area that we use it in, which I cannot remember what the mountain range area is called. But so yeah, basically right here what I'm doing is I figured over in the coastal highway, when we get over there, and it looks like we're at about 68 pounds right now. So right now all I'm doing is just pulling everything out except for those scrap metal. I decided not to take those because they're heavy as piss, and the scrap metal is so easy to get. But I've got a couple extra hooks that I made previously before this episode, and right here I'm just making a few fishing lines, and then I make a couple of fishing tackle, because over in the coastal highway there's actually fishing cabins over there. So we definitely want to have that on us now that I realize the fishing is actually viable in this game. We'll have to find a nice doored, fishing cabin over there or something like that. So like right here, I'm just making I'm just making our tackle, and then right after this I step outside and I show off the wolfskin coat, which is actually pretty nice. So, and I'm totally stoked, you guys. I am really stoked about going over the coastal highway. Excuse me. I'm not excited about the trek. I think what I'm going to end up doing for the trek over there is, it's a long walk, and there's only literally like 2 places that I could be attacked by wolves. So I'm going to record the entire trek over there, and I'm just going to do a music montage, because I mean, I'm sure you guys want to see the trek, but I'm sure you don't want to wait through that full half an hour it takes me to get over there. So I figured, you know what, I'll go ahead and record the whole thing. I'll go ahead and do it at 2 times the speed, so it only takes maybe about 15 minutes, maybe even less. And then I'll just do a music montage to it. So hopefully you guys like that. As you can see right there, I'm picking up the tinder. I'm basically picking up everything that we need to go over there to the coastal highway to make that trip. And we still need to stop off at the dam. And the reason we need to do that is because there's a bridge by the dam that I had no idea that there's there's a rifle spawn under the bridge by a campfire that's under there. So we definitely need to go over there and check that out. I just want to see if the rifle is under there, because if it is, then there's a very good chance we could have had the rifle from the very friggin' start of this playthrough. But as you can see, once I'm done taking all of this stuff out of here, we're at about 92 pounds. There's also a book, and I'll show you this book in just a sec here. It's called, it's right there, Field Dressing. Basically what it is the new idea that they've got, and the new update is you can now read books. And the more books you read, the more of each book you read. It's kind of like crafting. You read a book for 5 hours. It's basically researching is what it's called. And you can take that book, and it says 10 hours of researching, and you can research the first 5 hours if you're trying to waste time or whatever. And it makes it so, say you go out and you kill an animal, and then you go to do the field dressing on it, it's faster, it's more professional basically, and you do a better job at it. You probably get more meat, maybe more guts. I don't know if you actually get more or if it's just faster. More than likely it's just faster. But I went ahead and did that research when we were waiting for some of the wolf pelts to cure. So that's, I went ahead and left that there, which is not something that we need to take with us. And it's actually, a couple of pounds, or 1 pound, whatever. It's 1 pound that's out of our inventory. There's a jerry can. Our jerry can is heavy as piss. It's 4 pounds, but I really hate leaving jerry cans behind, because you know how many times that I thought, oh, I don't need a jerry can. I fill up my can, or I fill up my lantern and I go, and it's like, look at that rope. It's 11 pounds. How can a rope be 11 pounds? I mean, it's ridiculous. Anyway, the jerry cans, I fill up my lantern, and I think, I'm not going to need any more than that, and I leave the jerry cans behind, and then I run out of friggin' lantern fuel by the time I get to the new area, and all I can use is matches, and that sucks. So I don't like leaving the jerry can there. Yeah, so anyway, I think this is where I actually go outside and test out the coat. So check this out, guys. Come on, Mystic. What are you doing, dude? Hurry up. Yes, 12.6 and 9.0. Obviously, I was talking about something very, very important right here. I kind of wish you had a mirror or something you could actually walk up to and it would reflect your image back and you could see what you look like in this wolfskin coat. See how slowly we're moving? Anyway, I've done the walk over to Coastal Highway with 80 pounds before. I'm still considering if I want to do it with 90 pounds. I don't know. I may leave a couple of things here. Maybe I just won't use firewood or something because we're going to be really warm with the wolfskin coat. So a full-on blizzard, guys. Look at this. It's sickening. And watch, it's going to say feels like 50 degrees or 40 degrees. Look at that. 36. 35. Now it's getting colder. But anyway, we're still not cold. It doesn't show us as being cold. And we're in the middle of a friggin' snowstorm where it's normally like -6. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys liked the episode. If you like it, hit the like button. If you didn't, don't hit it. Subscribe. Keep gaming. Keep playing. Keep having a blast. See you guys in the next episode. And take care.